Hi, hello everyone. Welcome to the 35th episode of Tesla Club India podcast. And today we are going to discuss two topics. First is we have some fresh and exciting news finally about Tesla India. And the second one, we will discuss BYD Sealion7 prices. And if you have any questions towards the end, we will discuss that. Or in between, if it is related to these two topics, you can drop them in the replies below or you can ask by raising a hand. So, if you most of you have already seen what's the news is today. So, Tesla has posted a hiring for 13 jobs in Mumbai and about six in Delhi, and these are all related to sales, showroom, and service. So, Tesla is finally gearing up to start the sales in India. The 13 posts in Mumbai are related to order specialist, inside sales advisor, parts advisor, service advisor, Tesla advisor, delivery specialist, service technician, customer support, business analyst, service manager, store manager, customer engagement manager, customer support supervisor. So some of these posts are in common with Delhi also. So these were posted yesterday, and so yes, we are finally going to have Tesla start sales in India. We can positively say that it is going to happen this year, second half, maybe Q3 or Q4, maybe towards Diwali, we can say. And yes, so and we recently, just an hour ago, Reuters reported that Tesla has also selected two sales showroom. One is in Aero City, New Delhi International Airport area, and the second is in Bandra Kurla complex. I think Apple showroom is there in BKC also. So these are the two primary places. Third one will be Bangalore. Not sure when it is going to be exactly, but it's going to be Bangalore. The Mumbai, Delhi, and Bangalore are part of the phase one, from what I can tell you. So, Dr. Saab, yeah.
Finally, finally, Nikhil can donate one. Nikhil is donating. I think you're donating blood today or by tomorrow. एक यूनिट ब्लड डोनेट कर रहे हो आप टेस्ला आ गया फाइनली इंडिया में
बिल्कुल.
it's a good news at least we were talking last time no last time we had
Yes.
in the last paid we last space we had 30 to 40 minutes dedicated to it
Yeah.
and
टेस्ला टेस्ला के
so
लिए कई किडनी डोनेट करनी पड़ेंगी ब्लड डोनेट से क्या होगा
ये तो बात सही है आपकी बट आई थिंक it's a good thing now it seems the lot everyone knew that everyone was expecting that it will come it was only when it will come so now we can be sure that it is coming this year so because the
they
because
they opened the
yes yes
hiring
sir.
for the third time now, right?
Yes बट
So
ये वाली हायरिंग सेल्स वाली हायरिंग तो नहीं कभी
no,
ओपन करी
no,
इन्होंने
they didn't. They had one sales advisor, but they didn't have showroom, etc. Also. Uh,
राइट
so initially, it was I think back in 2021 when something started. They registered the company here, so some staff was hired then, and some staff was hired last year when they opened their office in Mumbai. There's some software related staff already existing in India, and now we are starting to see some sales related hirings also. So this is the, you can say this is the more of a concrete evidence that yes, they are going to start selling here.
And moreover, Nikhil, we had all those Tesla, the all those handles which cover Tesla. So it was coming directly from them, like Swear Merit and Tesla T and all those major Twitter handles which handle Tesla news. It was all over there now.
I mean,
So
any Tesla news is done shared by them. So, and
yes,
obviously, India is has been anticipating from last few years. We ourselves have
yes,
been doing this since 2019, and
you're
so
right.
And
and
biggest proof now is Trump. We don't need any other proof now.
So whatever so we have to give credit wherever it is due अपने को कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता कौन सी सरकार हो कौन से
yes,
बंदे पोजीशन पे हैं
Yeah,
अपने को
right.
तो ये गाड़ी अपने को तो ये ब्रांड इंडिया में चाहिए था है ना तो
and
अपना तो फंडा ये है
and we don't have yet final details whether they are going to take the deal or whether they have made another deal. that
Yes, 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 yes.
manufacturing commitment. So final details are still yet to be seen.
Final,
So
yes, whether they are taking the route of that EV manufacturing policy, we are not sure.
yes, so
So
if anyone is giving you guess on prices, they are absolutely wrong because no one has any idea what the import duties are going to be on Tesla. So you might see some website claiming the prices and timeline of delivery. So literally no one knows outside of Tesla.
if
And
if if if
I,
if
I,
if
I
people want to just recap that EV manufacturing policy, तो उसमें, like, it has three components. Whichever manufacturer is coming to India, it should have a minimum base of 10,000 crore. Uh, it would be the last audited circle.
right, right, right,
Then they have to invest minimum of 4,150 crore, which is almost 500 million US dollars. So
right.
there is no upper cap. This is the minimum cap.
Yes,
Then what they can do is they have to have 25% domestic value addition for 3 years. Then it is 50%.
by for
They
five
have to
years.
achieve it by 5 years. Yes, and then they can import, which is, I think it is here.
8,000 units per
So
year for 5 years.
8,000 per year, 8,000 units they can import per year, and they can have the carryover also. So 5
Yes,
saal, for 5 years, they can import almost 40,000 vehicles. That would be under more than value of $40,000. So the duty would be 15%, which used to be 100%. So this is the crux basically of that EV
yes,
policy, EV manufacturing policy. So
yes.
we don't know whether Tesla is using this route. Currently, I think no manufacturer has followed this EV policy. अभी तक किसी ने इसका फायदा नहीं लिया है, right, Nikhil?
I
Government
don't
hasn't even
think
formalized this
Tesla would
policy
do that.
yet.
Yeah, they have just notified
Even
it.
I don't.
Gazette notification took place, but in that gazette notification, it was said that इस notification के 120 दिन के अंदर applications invite की जाएंगी, जो कि मेरे को लगता है अभी तक no. I think we can fairly say that no manufacturer has taken benefit of this.
And I doubt if Tesla will go via that route because Trump is negotiating on his behalf in terms of reciprocal tariffs, right? So they'll be importing it, and I doubt if at the price which they would want to sell, India would give them that much volume even. So I think import would be their way of coming to India, I guess, rather than following any policies and all. If they had to follow the policy, they would have followed it already, right?
No,
So
no, no.
probably that is not in there.
See, what import are definitely going to be. Initial sales are import only. What we are discussing is the duty that they are going to have initially. So the
No, so
So
that's
do
what
you
I'm
expect
saying.
that we will
Duty,
be giving some extra olive branch to Tesla? I am not sure that our government will go into that
no,
trap, that they will be
it
selective.
it it would be
maybe not
general.
Tesla, but Trump has already given that directive, right? Reciprocal tariff. Whatever we will charge to them, they will charge to us.
Yes,
So if we are charging them 100%, they will charge 100% on JLR. They'll charge 100% on all the Maruti, Hyundai exports and everything, right? So probably that is where the things would fall in line for them.
and it is India imports
So,
very
so,
less
so
car
that
to US,
reciprocal,
but
that reciprocal stuff can only come once we have a trade deal with US. That is not happening anytime soon. So either Tesla have to take this policy, or they can go with that
no.
2,500 units wali policy.
No, Dr. Saab, they don't need, a trade deal. India can just lower the import duties to the level that you have US for the US. It doesn't need a specific deal.
Okay.
Yes.
So that will be so other manufacturers will cry, like other
No, no, no.
manufacturers,
I mean,
they will say that
others from US would also be able to import in India then. But I don't think anyone will imports RHD from there.
Domestic, domestic manufacturers will cry if at all that this happens.
And one more point, while we are discussing US, Tesla does not make right-hand cars in US. So,
that is even
and
more important.
and I don't think they are going to make right-hand car in US just for India. So
And that's not going to happen. Yes,
because
exactly.
the right-hand models that are produced in world are Berlin makes right-hand model Y, and China makes right-hand model 3 and Y both. So now
So it will come from Berlin. We know it's not coming from China anyway.
Yes, so we can expect Berlin for Model Y, and if they are going to take the deal, then we might see from Shanghai also, because then the country is not a limit in that deal.
Okay, 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 okay.
Yeah, and another thing is that they are going to launch a cheaper model, a smaller Tesla in next 3 or 4 months, and that production is going to start in US initially. I'm not sure if they are going to start in China also. So we might expect that that model to be also listed for sale in India at some time towards the launch as it happens.
That model makes more sense in India, right?
Yes, yes. Uh, Atanu is asking, will Tesla come with CCS or next? So Tesla will confirmly come with CCS too. They had many test cars here, and all of them were CCS2 in India. So the connector is not a deal. And will Tesla come with?
No, so
Yeah.
the European Tesla has got this Type 2 interface,
No, no, no.
which also accepts DC
That,
charging
that
using the adapter.
that was older Tesla model S and X. All the 3 and Y have
Mhm.
CCS2 now.
Okay, okay.
So when Tesla entered Europe, it was early 2014 something. The connector was not some standard at that point. So what Tesla did was they took the Type 2 and made it for DC also, not just AC, and it was capable of 150 kilowatt DC. But all the new cars, Model S, X, 3 and Y that are sold in Europe, they are all with CCS2. So the connector is not a issue. And I think this is the first time Tesla will enter a country that have a good charging infrastructure, pre-existing good charging infrastructure that you can travel around the country.
Yeah,
So
that is right. Yeah, yeah, you're
yeah.
right. Otherwise, it's always the opposite. They manufacture, then they get their charging network and they use. Maybe there is an opportunity for the private CPOs to have an tie-up with Tesla, or maybe Tesla also starts charging network in India later on.
I mean, they also plan at least one charger before they launch, before they start deliveries at least. From
Or
Right.
maybe they acquire static.
No, they don't do
No, no,
that.
no, no, no idea about that.
they
So,
they will only put their hardware if on their brand. They are not going to put another hardware on their name. So I think we will see V3 chargers at first, and maybe if they have some stock left of V2, maybe we'll see that. And
right, right.
yeah, and if they go crazy, maybe we will see V4 also. So not sure what their exact charging plans are. But yes,
Right.
so we can expect supercharger, but I'm not sure how aggressive they will go initially at least. And maybe the sales will decide that how aggressive they want to go in the charging space.
Right, right.
Because previously when there were talks, so they made some deals to install chargers. So those deals already exist to
I
install
think they
charger.
had a deal with GOBP.
No, no, no. I'm not going to name anyone. So it's not GOBP,
Okay.
but I'm not going to name anything. But yes, they had deals related to charging, placing
So I
charging
can name
infrastructure.
every CPO, and whichever you don't say, that would be the
It,
one.
it, it, it doesn't need to be CPO, to install.
Yeah, yeah, no, 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 that I know.
Yeah, yeah.
But yes, so existing owners, which existing pre-reservation owners of Tesla 3, they would be given preference, right?
Yes. So in back in 2016, Tesla opened reservation for India also, and many people reserved that. Some have cancelled, some still hold it, like Arun and Akhil, etc. And so yes, they
Okay,
will be.
Akhil sir is here, so you should probably
Akhil, okay,
we should have him as a speaker.
he wasn't here previously.
Now,
So
no, he's just arrived.
okay, so yes, the existing Tesla reservation holder will get priority. And
Right.
I hope they do give priority those ones who have cancelled are and still interested, because they also waited for more than 5 6 years. And we so someone has tweeted that uh, India has made it mandatory to use some Indian made maps in car. I don't think it has been mandated. uh, you're free to use Google Maps as well, but yes, automakers are now using Mapple's map by India. We do, Akhil, if you're here, please join. So Atun is asking, how do you expect Indian EV manufacturer to react to Tesla coming to India in terms of price, tech, etc.? So see, The thing is that luxury manufacturers have been selling EVs at a good percentage of their ICE sales already. BMW has been selling it.
8%,
Yes,
8%,
yes,
8%. And all of them have been sold out. Every time you hear, every time this is sold out.
right, right. So BMW sells a lot. Mercedes doesn't sell a lot, and but BMW is the most. Then we have BYD also selling. Uh, So regarding price, it is too early to comment as we discussed that what is the Tesla pricing going to be, and if there's some common deal, then the prices of other EVs will also drop because if they are going to drop, for all EVs, if a general reduction import duty happens, so it is too early to comment on price and all. As we said, if someone is telling you price, they are wrong. No one has any idea whatsoever.
If we see any price reduction, then it would be like about 25 lakh cars may be impacted. Below 25, I don't think there'll be any impact of Tesla.
Yeah, so I think the policy had that over $35,000 car will get attract the 15%. So they aren't going to allow the cheaper one because the government might be afraid of China jumping in. So that condition might be here that the import duty reduction deal applies only if your car is over $35,000. So that can happen indeed.
Yeah, right. China is a bigger threat for India perspective if they lower the imports.
I
China invariably, I see that BYD India, like if the manufacturer wants to sell in India, they will explore options. I still believe BYD India doesn't want to come with full bang in India.
No,
They
they
just
don't.
want to sell it at higher end. This is my inference. Like I'm not, like it's not the journal perception, but I feel that if I am a manufacturer and I see a market and I have that kind of leverage that I can sell those numbers. I'm already selling those numbers across the world. So why not in India? So maybe there is a hitch from BYD themselves not coming full with a full bang. And you see, still they don't have connected car features in their any cars. So there are a lot of
They
ifs and
didn't have a
buts.
mobile app also, I think. And
Yeah, connected car feature ही नहीं है तो मोबाइल ऐप से करेंगे
yes,
भी क्या?
yeah, yeah, yeah. So BYD has been slow on that side. I mean, app is not a big deal, but I don't know why they still haven't been able to figure that out.
Like it is easy to say for a politician or an individual of a country that geopolitics is the reason this is not happening. But for a businessman, I don't think so. If Elon Musk can reconcile with Trump, who is seen as an anti-EV guy, so anyone can reconcile with anyone, at least at the business front, not about the geopolitics, right?
Right. I mean, if BYD, as we discussed in previous spaces also, if BYD was a bit more serious, they could do, the sourcing and localization of many more things. But they are just focusing on assembly. They just want to do assembly, from what I know, and that becomes a issue.
Right, right, right.
And I think I already discussed that uh, yeah, Tesla is going to sell directly. These showrooms are going to be Tesla owned. We are not going to have any dealership whatsoever. So in the last few years, I have got uncountable messages about people wanting to open a Tesla dealership.
I was I was expecting this one coming.
Yeah. So, and I always told them that you can't. And so,
You
yes.
could have probably opened one till now.
Oh,
एक BHK में मतलब you could have opened one kiosk of Tesla, you know,
I mean,
at least.
I was joking that I could have made at least 10 showroom locations for Tesla by now.
I think if we can have Akhil sir as a speaker
Yeah.
because he's got more insights into it, yes.
Akhil, you have been approved for speaker.
And you have that reservation. You'd have to accept it. It's not that it's not that Mission Impossible type stuff, right?
And Mohit is here. Mohit, did you take a test drive of Mahindra?
No, no. Hello, guys. Sorry, I didn't get the chance. I just wanted to make one point about Tesla. It
Yeah.
could actually be a surprise because we don't know in what format they're coming into India because they have two options. I think one is that they have negotiated with Modi last week that they are going to bring down the import tariff if they import.
Or
And
Mohit, it was the other way around. Trump had
yeah.
warned Modi. It could that
Yeah,
also.
yeah,
It could be
could
that
be.
also,
And the other is, if you guys remember, the Indian government, they made a policy that, if you are committing to invest $1 billion in India,
Yes,
then
yes,
you
we
could
had
actually
already
import. Yeah,
yeah, in the start of this space, we discussed about that policy only, which was notified before last year elections. Yeah.
correct, correct. So, but I'm not sure if $1 billion investment within 1 year, whether Tesla
Oh,
would
it's
be
like
interested.
it is for one, I think 4,000 crores of investment, and you have to have that kind of bank guarantee also. So it comes. You're right. It probably comes to closer to that number. But for
Correct.
Tesla, it's not. It should not be an issue.
No, no. I see. Money for Tesla is definitely not an issue, but it'd be interesting because they could just, maybe after a year they could just do a like a 500 million investment, maybe $1 billion investment, just make one line for Model 3, Model Y. But the interesting part would be that if that is the route they're taking, then probably we would see Tesla at the price at which Teslas are selling in China. And that could be interesting because if you get a Model 3
Exactly.
for 35, $40,000, which would be like, around 30 lakh
And
rupees in India.
they would have 40,000 units in 5 years to be sold under that policy, which will have attract only 15% duty.
Correct, correct. So yeah, yeah, exactly. And therefore, if you get a quality of a car or like Tesla in India at that price, this could actually be a very pivoting moment for the EV industry in India because suddenly, it just opens up the whole new possibilities.
Akhil, so what are your views on today's news? I'm sure you have seen it.
Yes, hi, good evening, everyone. Uh, yeah, I saw the news, but sorry, I'm being a bit cynical. We've been seeing this news last 2, 3 years.
Yes. So,
You have the probably only the right to be cynical because you are already a reservation holder of Tesla 3. So you have full rights.
Akhil, just a bit more confirmation. A recruiter for Tesla posted that India is our next big project and it's happening. So you can, yeah, it's happening, but yeah, maybe by end of this year we will see.
No, I don't know who you're referring to. I mean, all due respects to the recruiter, but going by how Tesla works, I just hope he has his job after 6 months or whatever, given the way they throw out people and bring them back in and all that. So I don't
Yeah,
know. So, yeah, I mean, I believe it only when the showroom is inaugurated. So let's see.
yeah, but I mean it's a positive sign that they are at least hiring for showroom.
Yeah, like I said, I'm being a bit cynical. So
Yeah, yeah, I get that, and
So you have full rights.
I
You are the
because
probably only one in this space who has got full rights to be cynical.
no,
no, I
I
mean,
mean,
see, I really hope they come. I really hope they come. It
yeah,
will definitely be a great thing for us in the EV ecosystem. But yeah, I'm not too sure. 3 years ago, the situation, or let's say 5 years ago, it was a very different situation. We
right.
have more and more EV models coming in, and I was just thinking maybe it's an unfair comparison, but given the way Mahindra and other companies have kind of like packed the new cars with so many features and conveniences at the price point. I really don't know. I mean, if you compare car to car, like forget the company behind Tesla versus Mahindra is one thing, but if you compare XEV9 versus the Model Y, maybe that's a wrong comparison segment wise. But if you compare features to features, I mean, I really don't know what kind of a.
Mahindra has done a good job in that, no doubt.
Yeah, that's why I said 5 years ago when EVs were nowhere close to what in terms of features and specifications at the price levels that we are seeing now. 5 years ago, if Tesla had come, it would have been a completely different thing. But
Yeah,
now I don't know. I think honestly, I think if they come in now, they'll be a very tough fight. It'll.
Absolutely,
I think
definitely.
the
absolutely.
way to compare Tesla with Mahindra or any other automaker, you have to see the basic difference between a Tesla and many other these companies is Tesla's cars were built around the software first. So they build the platform first, they build the software, and then they build the car around it. It's the other way from most of the other manufacturers. They build the car, they took bits and pieces from here and then they build the software. So, the digital capability of a Tesla is far more superior to any other cars. The over the year
But you're
updates.
right.
Agree to an
But the
extent.
problem,
Agree to an extent, but there are a lot of other automakers who have figured out the software part of it. For example, the
and
Koreans.
moreover, the features which Tesla offers, like FSD and all those things, they probably won't make it in India. So there will be no differentiation between a Tesla Model Y or a XEV 9e, for example. Just a broad
That is a
example.
very fair point, that the most of the benefits that comes along with starting from software first is the FSD capability, and you're right, it has to be seen how it works in India. But actually, I'll tell you what. If I remember Elon a few years back, he actually said that people have this notion that FSD may not work in a chaotic country like India because we have so many things which probably their AI models are not considering. But think about this. He said, FSD is so powerful that every FSD brain is so fast that everything which is moving around the car is like moving like a speed of a snail, in terms of how FSD sees when the car is driving. So it could actually be a surprising feature for a chaotic country like India. We are just assuming that
But,
FSD will just not work here,
you know,
which we should not assume.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
it will require some testing. It is not going to be available here on the day one. And yes, the basic autopilot, it does work in India because they have some test car and they have tested it on highway at least. So we can expect basic autopilot, but the FSD thing, and so there's government approval side also for the
And
hands-on.
moreover, what I see is the buzz. So there would be two kind of buzz come, like after for person for people who are not into that deep dive into automotive zones, like we are discussing FSD and all those software things. For a regular customer who wanted in a Tesla, so there would be two kind of people. One would think that it's a win for a country like India that we are getting Tesla. Somebody would be the opposite way, Trump may have forced India to have those tariff reductions and all those. So our government will also have a tough task, like how to just come out of this thing.
I think,
Tesla coming in India is always welcome, but yes, what would be the details? I think that path would be clear in coming days.
see, our import duties, I have already said that they are just, way too high and doesn't make any sense whatsoever to have just this much high duties regarding of whether Trump is in charge or not. So I've never been in the favor of 100% plus taxes on a car, and especially on the EVs, as we are pushing them. So I think we have already discussed back in 2020, 2019, 2021 that government should drop the import duties for at least a 3-year period. Just to give every automaker, you have 3 years to test your market and just do that. I think government should have done it then, but they voted this policy last year. But yes, it's definitely an exciting time now. With Mahindra, BMW has started local manufacturing also of the iX1. BYD is bringing models, MG is bringing models, and the GSW is planning some another partnership. So the EV market in India is it's a lot more exciting in the next year or so.
Yes, probably BMW made BMW started make iX1 in India, but they forgot that 360-degree surround camera in such a big car. I'm not sure why
And
they have not provided it.
there's still some difference between Mahindra has done great job, no complaints for that. They have done the best an Indian manufacturer has done till now. But I was comparing the weight. So I don't have the curb weight for the Mahindra, but I was comparing the gross weight for Tesla and Mahindra. There's a huge difference, considerable difference between them. So the platform the Tesla has maximized for the efficiency and safety and all, it still matters.
No, I think you can discount that, Nikhil. Gross weight. Americans are on average more heavier than Indians. So
No, but that Model Y was lighter than a Mahindra.
That must have been the Berlin Model Y then.
They are same now. They are
No, anyway, that was just a joke. But yeah,
yeah, yeah.
I
See,
mean, see,
just
there are pros and cons, right?
Yes.
But
And
honest,
it's all about choices. We want choices. More and more choices are better for everyone.
see, you said about curve weight of Mahindra being higher. It just shows how mature the platform of Tesla is, right? How
Yeah.
optimized the platform is.
See, that was I was saying that there's still some difference, and all those years that they have put in their maximizing efficiency and safety of their platform, that still matters.
Yeah, I
And
mean, it's simple, guys. It's simple. Tesla, when they started making EV is a platform business. So when Tesla started making the cars, they made the platforms, they made the software first. And then they started putting the electronics, they started putting the body chassis on. It's not the way we are doing. Unfortunately, I mean, Indians के पास इतना market है नहीं to do that, to make that kind of investment to start from ground zero and start making a platform. So we had to go the other way, converting our ICE into BEV and then taking part from here and there. And
so I will tell you one more interesting data. I was watching a Bajon video of long range RWD in Thailand, I think. So he drove it at 80 kmph, and the efficiency was 92 watt hour per kilometer. And I was like, that's lower than the Tiago. So the, the
are you
efficiency,
guys aware that Lucid is doing 5 miles per kilowatt in their Lucid Gravity SUV? That's like
yes,
the
they are.
one of the highest, one of the most efficient miles per kilowatt they have achieved.
Yeah, yeah. The Lucid has great tech in efficiency in motor, no doubt on that. They just have trouble, expanding and being profitable on those.
See, none of the cars apart from BYD are, aerodynamically suitable for being an EV in India at least. So that matters a lot.
Akhil, I think EV6 and Ioniq are pretty in the aerodynamics. No, I'm not sure about the drag coefficient.
No, I don't
yeah,
think the drag coefficient matters that much, guys. It's actually the ground up platform which matters more,
Oh,
because the curve
definitely.
weight is really what matters. Because drag coefficient doesn't do much, when the weight of the car is very very high for that volume. So drag coefficient matters, but when you're driving cars at very only when you're driving car at very high speeds. When you're driving a car in the city at 20, 30, 40 kilometers, the drag coefficient doesn't have anything to do. It's
No,
the weight
not
that
in city,
matters.
but we are talking about highway 90, 100 kmph.
At least 80 90 kmph drag coefficient
Yeah,
plays a very important
after
role.
that, yeah.
Of course, weight is also one of the very important factor. But yeah, drag coefficient at higher speeds definitely matters a lot.
so Nikhil, to answer, I believe the Ionic and EV6 in terms of range are not very different, despite the
Right.
Ionic being lighter, one motor lesser, slightly lower battery capacity. They're not very different in terms of range, overall range in Indian conditions. Maybe about 15% thereabouts. I think that's what the real world range looks like. So yeah, I mean the aero for sure it plays a part, and unfortunately, Ionic has not taken off as much as it. So it again boils down to another point I was about to make, right? So I don't know if the Indian car market at this price point will appreciate range, efficiency,
Right.
so
Yeah,
much,
that's good.
so much also, right? Because otherwise, you wouldn't have had a BMW selling in the luxury segment the numbers they are.
Definitely. Yeah.
So it's the finer technical details and these kind of things will probably kick in maybe a couple of years down the line when the whole thing matures and then people really start looking at efficiency and or, overall technical aspects of it.
So you can still say that at the higher luxury brands, it's still about what they like and what they want to show, etc.
Correct, because in that segment the badge matters. Otherwise, Kia, the EV, they would have sold a lot more. Let's say if the EV6 had come in a BMW or a Audi branding or a Mercedes branding, they would have sold way more at
Right.
that price point.
Absolutely right, Akhil. Absolutely right.
So let's see what strategy, sales, and etc. Tesla applies in India. And yeah, so one more EV in that luxury price point, BYD Sealion 7. It comes with 82.56 kilowatt hour LFP. So they have two variant, real wheel drive and all wheel drive. So real wheel drive is 49 lakh and all wheel drive is 59 lakh, 55 lakh, sorry. Yeah. So and and so they have NEDC range of 567 kilometer and 542 kilometer. It is a older European testing. And so recently it was BMW iX1, and it comes with a much smaller NMC battery, 66.4, and it starts at also 49 lakh. But as Akhil said, badge matters. So Akhil, what would be your pick if you had to between a BYD Sea Lion and BMW iX1 long range?
I think I would probably pick the Sea Lion.
Right.
Yeah, I would probably pick the Sea Lion because I think it has some more space. I mean, I've only seen the iX1. I've not seen the Sea Lion yet.
Yeah, so Sea Lion has more space and it has much bigger battery. It
Correct.
has LFP, and I like the interior also.
Uh,
So definitely it's a pick.
Plus, I haven't come across this detail. Maybe you would know this, Nikhil. I think it's a higher voltage vehicle. So possibly charging also could be quite faster.
Charging is 150 kilowatt DC FC peak, and it is the first car in India with a LFP low voltage auxiliary battery.
No, that
Is it with 800 volt architecture?
645 volt.
that is in line with what BYD has with the other vehicles. I think the Seal is also that voltage.
Yes, Seal is a. I think older one was 520 something. A new one is not sure. New one hasn't come here yet.
Yeah. So I think this car would probably be able to exploit the existing 200 plus kilowatt chargers a little better than, let's say, a BMW, which will be a 400 volt architecture.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think the C line would be a better pick.
And Sea Lion has a much higher power motor, 230 kilowatt on the RWD and combined 390 on the AWD. While a BMW iX1 has just 150 kilowatt motor, 130 kilowatt DCFC charging. So, I mean, yeah, every spec wise, definitely BYD wins. And brand wise, that's that's a different issue. And this car is around 35 lakh something in Australia. So imagine if BYD can just do local assembly and slowly production here.
See, if Chinese are allowed, nobody will be able to beat their prices for sure.
Yeah, I think we should allow them for 2 3 years. Come, okay, give the Indian manufacturer a heart attack. Maybe some of our automaker will finally solve the HVR.
Or they just say, okay, we are not making anymore.
we, we will sell under 10 lakh highs for cars.
Nikhil, yes, continue,
Yeah,
continue.
so Dr. Saab, you like iX1, it's your dream car.
So I have seen both the vehicles. I have seen
Yeah.
iX1. I've not driven any because there was no option to drive. So I've seen iX1 and I have seen the BYD Sealion 7 and so in Chandigarh the main dealer is the same.
Okay.
So, I went into iX1 showroom, the BMW showroom. There were three or four people who were looking to their to this vehicle, and I met similar people at the BYD Sealion showroom also, at the BYD showroom also. So, what I sense is whenever someone is selecting between Sealion 7 and iX1, so it is between your heart and mind, right? Your mind will say, "Oh, no, brother, you go for Sealion 7 no matter
Yeah.
what," right? And your heart will say, "No, no, brother, we have to go for a BMW." And even if you compare spec-wise, the Sealion 7 just beats iX1
Absolutely,
hands down.
absolutely.
Like
It-
even if you see the length of the car, the X1, they say that it's a long wheelbase,
yes,
right? So it is 4616, and the Celion
four
7
eight
is it is
four eight
around
three
about
zero.
it is
Yes,
4830, yeah, and the wheelbase is 2930, and in iX1 the wheelbase is 2800. Even the torque figures, 250 is the torque for iX1 and
380 for the sea
the
lion.
power 380 for the Sealion. That is for
Yeah,
the premium variant. Performance, it is
690,
690.
yes.
Uh, so it beats it beats like hands down. It beats on all fronts.
And
Yes, probably you will miss the connected car feature, and there are no physical buttons in Celine 7, so that's not a great thing. You whenever you have to just go to AC controls, you have to go into that big screen.
right, right.
There are flaws. That 12 speaker system is not that great. If someone has went to Mahindra car, somebody who has seen just listen to the XEV9 music, you just cannot find the 12 speaker system good. Comparing if we just compare both the stuff, and uh, uh, and maybe that interiors of Sealant 7 interiors are top notch. The quality and their super finish, like you can once you sit in the cabin, you feel that yes, it's like and if it's 35 lakh car, you like if this is 35 lakh in Australia, and if it is made in India, and probably if even it is even that considering a taxes and all those things, even if it is at 38 lakh
40 even.
or probably at 40, like everyone will just be in the queue, like please give us this car because it has probably got everything working for it.
And
So
we can just get a idea that all the German automakers are struggling in China. No one,
now
yes,
we know why they are struggling,
because
right?
you can't, because Germans are still not able to compete with on a good EV tech wise. They might have the brand
Yeah,
name,
you're
but the
right.
EV tech wise they are still lagging. Even if
You're
Koreans
right.
are much ahead.
Absolutely right. But yes, BYD has done really a wonderful 1,000 bookings they've already crossed,
Yeah, oh
and
yeah, yes.
at in my time, which I spent, I think at three times I visited that showroom, and all the time I've met the customers, they were like confused between iX1 and Celian 7. कि भाई क्या करें हम? Whether we have to choose a brand or whether we choose to ride car. So, so that's my take on BYD 7. It's between heart and mind. Same thing.
Mohit, what would you choose? You own a BMW already.
Oh, I'll just go for BYD for sure.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, it's not even like a close competition yet. BMW for the tag, I wouldn't pay. And it's what like 50 lakh rupees or something for that car, and you
Yeah.
get real world range of around 410, 15 kilometers. Uh, I mean, you're basically paying for the brand.
Mohit, they don't have a 360 surround system camera system in
Yeah,
a
yeah,
49 lakh rupee car. It's like
yeah,
criminal.
exactly.
Like
Yeah,
why?
they are just trying to
Okay,
make you pay for the
you
brand,
know,
and exactly why they're losing out in China, all of them.
I still have that fixation for iX1 again, but the moment I saw it, no 360-degree camera, like in such a big car, and the region paddle shifters were also not. They have omitted those shifters also. Don't know why. So once you are coming from a car, once from you coming from a vehicle who's got a paddle shifter for region
Yeah.
controls, probably you may not get accustomed to the another vehicle which doesn't have those paddle shifters. So no idea why they omitted it.
So,
But they still have
surprisingly,
300 bookings, you know.
BMW is not doing so bad in their BEV sales, worldwide. Yeah,
Yes,
uh,
yes. And even in India also, in Chandigarh, I usually every time whenever I go for my if I visit Chandigarh because of official reasons, I always see a high-end BMW EV going
They
around.
they are the
Uh,
highest EV seller in the this
Luxury
premium.
market, yes.
yeah, absolutely. And I think that might actually change because I'm really not sure because most of their cars are like it's like Tatas, right? They have i7, i5, i3, all those cars, and it just doesn't look like a EV. Even from the design point of view, it doesn't look like they haven't got the software technology as good as some of the like the original ground up EV companies. So I'm very surprised to how they're able to reach that numbers. To be honest.
I think probably because of the no RTO and lesser total cost of ownership, they are selling well and they're giving good deals to the existing ICE owners of BMW.
They're
Like
giving
maybe that kind of
competitive
thing
price
there.
is
That's
the
what they're
one.
managing.
They're giving competitive price is the one, I think.
Also, if you guys notice that
True, true.
there's a very bad sentiment against Elon happening across. Like in Germany, even though the EV market grew, I'm not sure whether it was in January or December. The Tesla sales actually fell by 40%. And there
I
were reports
think
that
so.
people are not buying Tesla because they are upset with Elon having, being very close to Trump. And Trump is obviously making those,
See, Mohit,
obnoxious.
I will make 2 points here. One is, yes, definitely loan is having some impact, but the second one is that the updated Model Y was launched in China, so people, everyone, where are waiting for that to start deliveries. So that had a hand in the sales being
Yeah,
down in
yeah,
January also.
yeah, could be, yeah.
Yeah, so it's a both factors little bit, but yeah, we will see how it happens in next when they are starting delivery.
So it would be great. It would be great. I always feel that even if Trump is regarded to align with a certain kind of wing, right wing or right left wing, whatever people say, I would love somebody from a CPI or some leftist party owning a Tesla in India. So it makes sense, the right and left going together on our Indian highways. What more we do we want? We want cohesions. We want additions. We don't want any conflict. So it's the right way. I still say, you see, such a businessman. If somebody like Trump was always an anti-EV guy. So if when once it comes to business, there is no ideology. So
Yeah, this is the
so
weirdest friendship.
if
This,
he can if he can reconcile, I would like someone from the leftist in India to have a Tesla. Like, what is right and left? It's all about in the mind. This is what I believe. So I think maybe Nikhil is right that it's because of the Model Y, and uh, and even in India also a lot of anti-China sentiment goes. Even sometimes we post about MG or something. You are marketing a Chinese car, and these things will continue. But I am not
And
sure
Dr. Saab,
if somebody decides like I will never decide on this thing that there this country is doing this thing and let's not buy this.
you know, uh,
Maybe
Dr. Saab, Germany is pretty
yeah, yeah.
anti-nuclear country. They shut down all of their nuclear power plants.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah.
so Germany has some weird thing going on related to how they see all the renewable and stuff. Because I'm not, I mean, I can't see a much worse move for the environment than shutting down your already built nuclear power plant. I mean, the emission had already happened, and the construction that was to happen, and you are shutting it down now. So that was a pretty step, and it's happening in some more countries in Europe, not just Germany. So I'm not sure what those countries are doing now.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
George is here. George, if you want to add anything. So, do we have anything else to discuss today apart from these two topics?
Uh, I think George will speak. Yes, sir. Please go ahead.
Regarding the electric, the Korean cars, I think the Ioniq and EV6, the paddle shifters are a big bonus while driving the car. That is what BYD and Tesla misses on. They don't have that the paddle shifter in a long drive, even on the highways. It is really good to use.
We can really discuss about the service of Ionic 5, right? And Akhil sir can then give us some inputs on Kia EV6 service. George has put in, I think, that Ionic 5 service bill, I think in last
Yes,
week,
yes, I
right?
remember that.
No. Yeah, I was talking about the electric cars. Right now, we have the advantage for this Korean cars are the Kia and the Ioniq are that the paddle shifters. When you are on long drive, when you drive it, all the BYD, all the models they don't have it. Like you have to do it on the software or something.
Yes, yes.
Isn't
And
it
and
true?
and and, and and BYD cars don't have single pedal driving. Like it's the I pedal in the Korean ones. So
I,
that misses in the BYD cars. You're right.
yeah, that is one important thing while driving electric. All the other cars, electric cars, you don't have a choice. It's like a scooter. Like you choose a mode, higher mode or lower mode. You can't change it on the during the drive.
Right, right.
Yeah, in BYD, I think only you can choose two modes of region. One is standard and high. I think in India currently Mahindra BEVs and Koreans. These are the only two OEMs which have those paddle shifters controlling the region, apart from Tata. But the difference between Mahindra and Korean one is that you can even stop your car from that paddle shifter which increases the region. This implementation is only right in Mahindra and the Koreans.
Yeah, yeah. See, the Ionic 5 I've used, I've done a good, somewhere around 40,000 kilometers. The one thing which, no, even the Audi Q8 e-tron, although they have a paddle, or they have paddle shifter, it's not nowhere near to what the Koreans have. The car is too good to drive with the paddle shifters. Normally the
And you tend
left
to
paddle.
and you tend to get used to those pedals. Once you start
Yeah,
driving,
yeah.
it's like you tend to get used.
That's very comfortable. Hope this Chinese, these BYD people come with paddle shifters. That's what it's all about. Electric. You enjoy driving the car once you have these. I was just telling.
So, Dr. Saab, did you see that Toyota launched their Innova EV in Indonesia?
Oh, brother,
And
that prototype is being done from. It is going from 2022. They always showcase in that show and then they go silent about it. I don't know why media is covering
so
that.
they haven't launched it yet?
They will launch in 2020, 2022 into 2040, 2032.
So, I mean, even looking at the concept, I haven't seen a worse ICE conversion than this. So,
Why do you want to see
no,
that?
I mean, I saw someone sent it and I was seeing it. So,
So they are showing it probably from 2022. I don't think it will come ever.
I
It
mean,
is one of those things. It's like how people keep talking about the nano electric. We keep seeing
Yeah,
news.
eh,
this one is really good one.
I mean,
This Akhil sir, you have given me a very good tweet
oh,
to
yes,
to post.
definitely.
That's a very good.
Dr. Saab, you are not audible, or if I'm not, I'm not sure. So,
No, no, you are right.
yeah, yes.
Probably we will. That's a very good tweet given by sir.
So, just looking at the platform that has been shown, so they have put some part of the battery in the bonnet. Then they have kept the gear tunnel empty and they have put some battery on the sides and some underneath the seats. So they have done the worst possible combination of a ICE to EV, even in a concept. I mean, if they are ever going to launch it, it's nowhere of a competition to anything. And its
Which
battery capacity is
car are we talking
59.3
about? Which car are we
in
talking about?
Innova electric concept.
Oh,
You have to
Innova
add
Electric.
the
That is
great
anyway not
Innova
going to come,
electric
so
vehicle.
let's forget that.
I thought they launched it in Indonesia, but Dr. Saab told me that it's just a concept again.
So
Hmm.
Akhil sir has given really one spectrum. Always ask for that is very right now. People ask for nano EV, but no one has ever asked for Innova EV. That's another interesting thing.
Yeah,
I
if you open the news, these news feeds which comes in Google, you will definitely see the nano EVs news for sure.
And people
so see
demand for it.
that
Nobody is
that
demanding an Innova EV.
that nano EV conversion was done by Electra EV, and everyone keeps thinking that it was done by Tata, and
No,
that
that was
keep
not even Electra, right? That was some Giant automobile. It was
oh
not
Yeah,
That
you're
was
right.
a
Electra.
It was
okay.
Jayam Auto. Jayam Auto is a Coimbatore-based automotive. They
Okay.
specialize in this retrofitting things. So they worked very closely with
Electra.
Tata for a lot of projects. And
eventually
then
Tata killed it.
No, Jayam Auto is out of business. So they converted a limited set of cars to
Over Ola, I
electric,
think.
and then that's it.
And basically Tata took over that JM, na? So they killed it silently.
So my friend is telling me JM did for Ola and Electra EV also did. They supplied one to Ratan Tata, and I'm not sure what they have done after that. Electra EV is basically a Tata's thing.
Dr. Saab, you mentioned something about service. I missed the point.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, so,
I
so,
didn't
uh,
quite
so
catch it.
a post a post was posted by George sir that the cost of his Ionic 5 service was way too high. So just wanted to know what is your probable cost coming for Kia EV6? I think you have crossed a lot of miles on that. So it was with regards to that.
No, I missed the tweet or I missed the post about George Sir's service bill. I don't know how high it was, but typically my 10K services, every 10K service intervals cost about, let's say, 4 or 5 thousand. Last one was about 7,000. That's because I got the wheel alignment done with them. That was a little
Okay,
more.
okay, okay, okay.
Yeah.
I think George Sir's was about 8 or 9,000, and 6,000 was of that labor.
Yeah, George sir, if you can just tell us, if you can just shed a light on that.
It's like connecting for him, I think. Having some issue.
So we
Yeah,
probably
I
can
think
move on
there's
to
some
next one.
connection issue with the George.
Yeah.
So, is anybody
No,
following the numbers of February? They are quite interesting.
I I haven't followed the numbers till now.
Tata is being pushed to this second slot now.
Oh, they definitely will be. I have no doubt.
So
So
they were at one point in time, I think 2 3 days back, they were lagging, but looks like they have started catching up because of these new discount news and all which are coming.
so my
So
so
it is a close competition this month.
my friend is telling me that right now MG and Tata are neck to neck. So
Yeah,
they are
I checked yesterday and they were exactly at the same number.
yeah. So, Tata killed the long range 40 kilowatt hour version of Nexon.
Yeah,
You now get the 30 medium range and the 45 new one. And
you only get 45. 30 is also they are just advertising the pricing, but they are not selling it.
I mean, yeah, the stock is likely over, so they are not selling it. But yeah, and I think it's a good move. They should. So I was so two of the Tata Punch variants have been added to PLI benefits. And
Mhm.
I was just looking at the name in the government document, and then I went to the Tata website to see that which exact variant were those. And what an absolute shit show of the variant naming on the Tata's site. You have like a 10 variant for Punch, I think. You
Oh yeah, Punch has got all the different variants. Even for the sunroof, they have different variants. So
so you see,
sun
they let's see their naming. It will be some name Adventure or Empower, whatever. Then there will be Plus. Then there will be S. Then there will be ACFC. Then there will
yeah,
be AC.
in every model they have S and ACFC.
So
So so every model is three model basically.
So yes, I mean it's so confusing. I couldn't find the exact variant on that website for 10 minutes. I was like, which one is that? So Tata really need to simplify their variant, how they advertise their variant, because it's confusing for the
But
customers.
that's only with Punch, right? Not with Nexon. They are kind of having only four variants.
I, I mean, I still think the variant should be based on the battery pack or the motor change. Other features should be just a add-on of the, some group of add-on. Basically, it will be the variants, but just don't name them the such that it's confusing. Because right now it's very confusing for, which Tata EV you are looking at. And even Mahindra, we discussed last night that their pack one, pack two naming was it's so much confusing. Windsor is a bit simplified. I think they are doing three, but they have just one battery pack variant selling right now. If they had the 51, it would have been six variants for that. So yeah, the companies need to work on simplifying this. Right now, they try to push too many variants. And I think the Punch is anyone buying Punch 25 kilowatt hour? I don't think it makes sense, and I haven't met anyone who have bought it.
See, guys, also, when we are comparing MG with Tata, and very soon we'll start also comparing MG with Mahindra. MG has an advantage which Tata and Mahindra don't have. MG is a private company right now. So they don't have to publish their numbers. So they could be burning a lot of cash, giving crazy price
They
for Windsor. While Tata and Mahindra, if they start doing that, they are a listed company. So right, they have to people start punishing them, right? So MG will have this some kind of weird advantage over them. I don't know for how long, but Tata and Mahindra will have this challenge being a listed company.
I think you are right on that part. But I think if MG want to be there long term, they have to become profitable, also sell it at profit at some point. They can't keep going on at loss forever. But right now, with
Yeah, but they're not selling huge numbers. I don't know how much, how big the manufacturing facility they have put. So I think they can get away. They are backed with JSW, which
yes,
is a big group. So they could do that, and it's very easy, right, to come and smash everybody with your those
Mohin-
judgments. Who is coming first, who's coming second, because MG is clearly playing to an advantage of being a private company. So they don't have to tell everybody, that I don't know. I mean, do you guys think that MG is making any money out of selling MG Windsor? No way, right?
see
Tata, for
the
all the problems they have, they're still like 9% EBITDA margin business, EV business, including the PLI. So
Mohit, regarding MG, what benefit they have that their supply chain is from China. They don't have Indian supply chain, and so the Chinese prices are way crazy. So they
Could
might.
be, could be also because of the supply chain. It's the information is not enough for us to make that call. But I think, see, for sure they have this advantage. Mahindra's, they are pushing their pack three initially, right? Because even they have to publish their EV numbers by the end of the next financial year. So they are also they're trying to woo the investors. The stock price has gone up. So they can't be looking like, okay, we sold all these 30, 40, 50,000 electric vehicles in 2025 and we sold them at a loss, right? They can't do that. So that's
Right.
why life is much more difficult for a Tata and Mahindra, in that respect.
But a consumer doesn't care. We investor
Yeah,
might.
exactly. It's not very two different things, right? Consumer don't care,
Yeah,
but these companies they have multiple fronts, right?
yeah.
To deal with.
Because what a consumer ultimately will see is that what he's getting at what price, and all that's matter for him. And
Yeah, of course.
yeah, and unless you are investor, what matters for us too is the highest, more EV sales, the better. Yeah. Okay. So, if anyone has any final questions, I think we will wrap it up for today now. Dr. Saab, any closing comments if you have?
Yeah, I think we have seen some videos for e-Vitara. I think I think uh, Maruti has showcased its e-Vitara to 13 or 14 showrooms in India. So I was just looking at YouTube. So there were a lot of videos coming up of the e-Vitara from the next outlets.
Is there,
So 15, I think 15 they have done, and they will probably send those vehicles after the launch whenever it happens in March.
uh,
So nothing much more. I think
I'm, s-
Tesla is coming. That's a great news. BYD Sealion has really killed iX1, and let's hope all things go well. And
I'm,
this,
I'm still waiting for the powertrain for the Vitara. I haven't seen it anywhere apart from the battery size, like charging speed and all.
nothing
It's
has been
still
shared
missing.
yet. Uh, yeah, those details we are waiting. And I think Harrier all will today without camouflage. I think we will get more details about Harrier.ev in run up to the Mahindra's deliveries. So Harrier will happen in coming months. Two more launches only in coming months. E-Vitara and your Harrier EV. These two will come uh, in these coming months. And till date, we don't have any range test of Mahindra BEVs.
No.
It's very strange. So probably they want a good climate to test the range, huh?
Someone tweeted. I think Akhil also retweeted that no one in India has a proper EV review from any media whatsoever, and that's a issue.
Because you require a lot of you require a lot of patience to do an EV review, like which then I
And
think
I mean, I would love to do
I
that, but
forgot the name of the
But I don't have right time of that for doing that right now. Maybe in a year or so, I will do that because it's a really interesting one, and no one in India has done a detailed range and efficiency test on any of the reviews. These auto media do that. It's always
Yeah, and I am 100% sure that whoever tests it, we will not be satisfied until we will test it.
what the heck?
That's another thing. That's a good point.
Yeah.
Sierra EV is also slated for August.
Both these will come this year.
Yeah.
Harrier and
Harrier
Sierra
should
both will
come
come.
around, I think, around April, May, and Sierra should be around August. Like it will have a similar launch, just like Curve happened last year.
Yes, yes, you're right.
So definitely an exciting year for four-wheeler EV market and a two-wheeler. We should see Ola start delivering of their Gen 3 scooter and their motorcycle soon. So yeah. Okay.
Ola is still lagging this month as well. TVS is much ahead of them,
They haven't started Gen 3 deliveries. They are still doing Gen 2 ones.
right?
Yeah. So maybe we'll see Ola jumping
And
back up to the first after Gen 3 is here.
and Bajaj is kind of leading by a good margin.
Bajaj is doing good. Bajaj has been the most surprising one for me in the last year or so.
And surprisingly, in NCR we don't see the Bajaj at all.
You are right, because in my city nearby NCR, I have seen TVS iQube a lot, but I haven't seen it's a single Bajaj, I think, and Ola is there. Rarely Ather. Uh,
बजाज गलती से भी एक दो नहीं दिखता है.
yeah, Bajaj is likely selling in tier two or tier three cities, maybe more. Not the tier one cities and the top tier two cities. They are still going with Ola, and I think we
I
haven't
think
done that.
in southern India, Bajaj is selling more. In they did not even open up their store in Delhi. It was opened up very late.
Akhil, do you see Bajaj in Bangalore? Akhil, I think
Not
is not.
Sorry, come again?
Uh,
I missed that.
do you see Bajaj and TVS two-wheeler in Bangalore, electric ones?
TVS a lot, Bajaj every now and then.
Okay. And
Yeah.
how are Ather and Ola doing in that area?
Oh, Ola and Ether dominate for sure. Both here and from whatever I've seen in, let's say, smaller cities like Mysore and Bangalore, there is definitely way more Ola and Ethers than any of these guys.
Yeah.
But on a larger point, this I was making this uh, point in another discussion. Uh, if you look at the number of dealerships or the touch points that the legacy automakers have versus Ather or Ola, Ola definitely has way more than Ather, I'm sure. But
Yes.
if you compare the legacy automakers and the Ola and Ather, they have way more touch points, right? So that distribution network is something that they already had from decades.
Right, right.
So it's natural that they will be selling more. But if you probably on a broad level, if you consider number of vehicles sold per dealership, average as an average, then I'm pretty sure Ola and Ather will still be pretty high, way more than the legacy guys.
So let's see how the two, because I was expecting two-wheeler market to be over 10% by now at least, but it's still hanging around 6%, and it's need more of these. And Suzuki access prices are not out yet, right?
Right,
Yeah.
right, right.
Yeah, I don't think so.
And when is Honda going to start delivering that whatever they are going to do that?
If at all somebody is going to take delivery,
Yeah, I mean, I want to see the numbers who took the delivery, and I want to send them a text asking why.
best of luck.
क्या क्या मजबूरी थी ऐसी जो होंडा एक्टिवा इलेक्ट्रिक लेनी पड़ी.
There'll be takers for that also, for sure.
Oh, definitely, but I mean, there's nothing in a sensible way to go for that. I don't see anything. Yeah. Okay. Well, I think we should wrap this up for today. Thank you, everyone. See you next time.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Nikhil. Thank you. Congratulations again. Right?
We will see when they start delivering. I'm still, as Akhil said. Okay, thank you, Mohit. Thank you, Rakesh. Thank you,
Thank you,
Akhil.
everyone.
Thank you, Dr. Saab. Yeah, thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you.